If you've been here before, you know that we have to go grab a drink before every video. Look at this. Oh my god. Look at that caramel drizzle. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I actually can't believe I'm filming today's video right now because I remember when I was planning my YouTube schedule and this felt like so long away. It felt ages away. It was like completely out of my mind, and now I'm here filming it and yeah, time is flying. But today we are talking all things dining reservations. Now I'm not gonna lie, when I was planning this trip and researching and booking, this was the part that I was most apprehensive for. Like, I just feel like there's a lot of pressure and a lot of demand, and this is the planning, you know, this is the prep, this is the hard bit, and I was honestly quite nervous for it. I didn't really know what to expect. I've watched so many videos on it before, but there was still like this piece of me that I was like, oh, until I do it, I'm just not gonna know. So yeah, if you're feeling like that, or maybe you've done it before but you're doing it slightly differently this time, or the system of it has changed since you've last been, I hope this video helps you. I'm going to be talking how the process works. I'm going to be sharing with you like my tips and tricks and what I found useful. We're going to be talking about where I've booked and everything like that, and I think I've got everything. If there is something I'm missing, please let me know. But yeah, if this is the first time we're meeting, hello, I'm Megan. I'm going to Disney in May, which is super soon now. This is my first trip going with my boyfriend. We've both been as children, but we can't really remember it. So yeah, this is our first adult trip and I'm so excited. So as you can see from the title, we are staying off-site. We're not staying at Disney property, and the system slightly changes whether you're staying on or off-site. Most of the tips and tricks and the, you know, process of it are similar. However, I will touch upon, you know, the differences. But whether this experience and these tips just worked for me based off being off-site, it might be different if you're staying on-site. So pretty much, if you're not sure, dining reservations are just booking your table service restaurants at Disney 60 days before your trip. All you have to do to be able to book this is have a My Disney Experience login. I was logged in on the app on my phone, and I was also logged in on my computer and my laptop. If you are staying on site, you can book 60 days in advance up to 10 days of your trip. So if you're going for 2 weeks, on that first day that you go into the parks, 60 days before, you can actually book up until the 10th day, and then after that 10th day you can continue. But if your trip is under 10 days, you can book it all in one go. However, if you're like me and you're booking off-site, you can book 60 days in advance up to that day. So for example, if you are going to Disney on August the 10th, on June the 10th you can book your dining reservation, and then the following day you can book for August the 11th and then August the 12th. So you have to go back every single day on the My Disney Experience app and book your dining reservation. When you're booking your reservations, you don't just have to book on that day. You can go back, you just can't go forward. So let's say your trip starts on August the 10th and the day is June the 15th, so it's, you know, not on that exact day. You can backlog back to August the 10th to book. You don't have to just do that day. You can go back, you can't go forward. I remember watching so many videos on that being explained and I just didn't get it, so I hope I've managed to explain it well. It does just come with practice, and once you do it you'll be like, oh, that's what she meant. But it is really hard to explain, to be fair, so I hope that kind of explains it in a nutshell. Because obviously that is a massive benefit with staying on site, because you get to have, basically you get to have first come first serve priority, and you can book dining reservations before those who stay off site, because you know the perks of staying on site. So before doing any of the booking or anything like that, the first thing I did was basically make a priority list. I have had this notes folder on my phone with a list of dining reservations and table service restaurants that I've wanted to go to, and I basically put them in the order that I want to do, because when you're booking your dining reservations they can be limited, and if you are staying off site you're only given a day at a time, so you kind of want to get the ones you really want to go to first, so you haven't got to worry about, oh my god, what if they're not available towards the end of the week and I missed my chance at the start of the week. So just make a list in priority order of what you want to do. The next thing you want to do, if you're like me and you are a planner, try not to plan your trip before you've booked any dining reservations, because your plan will go completely out the window. try and hold off for as long as possible. Maybe create a spreadsheet with your days and your times. I have actually done this. This is what my one looks like. Obviously I've blurred out like our plans and times and everything like that to keep it a bit of a surprise for you, but yeah, this is what my planner looks like. I created this, but I tried to leave it as long as I could to wait until we booked our dining reservations, because you don't want to plan a day and then realise, oh, you actually booked a restaurant in Animal Kingdom but you planned to be in Epcot that day, so now you've got to swap it anyway. So try and book your dining reservations first and then plan your trip. Next thing is, when it comes to booking, you want to set alarms on your phone. When you're staying off-site, you have to go and check every day, and although if you're like me and you physically cannot forget you're going on a Disney trip, with the busyness of life and everything like that, it can be forgotten. So I just set a reminder on my phone for every day for 2 weeks, or however long you're going for, to go and check the My Disney Experience website and book your dining reservations. Now, this is when it gets a little bit funny. So I did so much research about what the time is when you can book your dining reservations, and most websites said about 10:45 AM UK time. So at the start of this process, like the first couple of days I was booking, I would set an alarm for 10:30. I'd be on that website refreshing every second at 10:45, and it honestly took until 11 AM for the reservations to open. So I was like, okay, it's 11 AM, cool, that's absolutely fine. And I got my dining reservations, and then slowly as the week went on, it slowly came forward. So I remember on the like third day I checked back at 10:45 and they were already open. I was like, oh, okay. Then the next day they opened at 10:30, and then towards the end of the process they were opening at 10. So honestly, I think it really does change, but I would say that most of them open between 10 and 11. Maybe set your alarm for 9:30 and just check back every 15 minutes. That's what I did, and it worked for me, and I managed to get all the reservations I wanted, bar one, but we will come to that. So yeah, I think just set an alarm and just schedule out an hour where you can be free just to go back and check, just in case they open later or earlier. Something a lot of people said to me, which I didn't actually need to do, but again, this is for reservations for just 2 people in May over 16 days. So whether that plays a part in it, I'm not sure. If you go at a busier time with more people, you might want to do this, but a lot of people said to have multiple devices open with multiple people booking at the same time. My boyfriend works between 10 and 11, he's an electrician, so he's out and about, so there's no way he would be able to do it. But honestly, like, I had the app on my phone, but I was also logged on my laptop, and I didn't need to be on both. I would just check on one, and yeah, they weren't as in demand as I thought. Like, I was so anxious about it. I thought, oh my god, I might even get one, but there was loads of options and loads of times that you could book. So I don't know, this is complete like my experience, so yours might be different. But yeah, I didn't need to do this, but maybe if you're going with a bigger party, or you're going at like summer holiday time or Easter time, make sure to have more devices open just to make sure you can definitely get a reservation. And if you are doing 2 people doing reservation booking, don't like try and book the same one. You don't want to be doing one and the other person's also doing the same. Make sure to like communicate and say, I'm gonna do this one, you do that one, and obviously you have to do it on the same day. Another tip for you is, when you're booking your first reservation, you can have the option to save your card details and save your address. Definitely do this. It is just so much quicker. You get your reservation quicker, peace of mind quicker. Obviously it only works after the first one, but once you've put in them details, just save them so that the next time you're booking, the following day or whenever it is, it's already done and dusted and you don't have to worry about it. So as I said, for me, I actually got all the reservations I wanted. There was one that was slightly different, but as I said, I'll come to that. So don't stress, like don't worry. I feel like Disney is such a magical place, and this kind of planning process can make it kind of stressful, I'm not gonna lie, but don't panic. Like, it really isn't the end of the world, because they have got so many restaurants. If it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. Don't beat yourself up about not getting a reservation, because there are so many wonderful restaurants and there's a reason, and you might find one that you absolutely love that wasn't necessarily on your list but was available to you, and it might end up being your favorite. So when it comes to booking, you really want to know your budget. I did touch upon this in a previous video talking about like planning the trip, but I don't know if it was just me, but I couldn't view the menus before booking. Every time I clicked on the website and click on view menu, it would come up with an error. I'm not sure if it's because I'm in the UK and they're a US website, but it would just come up with an error. So I didn't really know what the food was like, and I didn't know the prices of them, which was the most important thing. I had 2 restaurants in mind that I wanted that were like top end fancy restaurants that I'd go to like once a week. So we'd have like one really nice meal once a week. And once I booked them and saw the menu, not only did I see how much they were, but also the food on the menu was very similar, and it just didn't really make sense to me to pay this extortionate amount of money for 2 restaurants that were practically serving the same thing. I just didn't know before booking. So when you are booking your dining reservations, it's really easy to add them all up, and it's so exciting. You've got them, and then you look at the menu and you see how much they are. And I know it's not fun talking about money, especially at Disney, because it's such a magical thing, but you do not want to book too much over your budget and realise, oh my gosh, like this is a lot, because it does add up. Do whatever works for your family. Personally for us, we have booked 3 dining reservations per week of our trip, split over the days. I think it's like every other day we've got a dining reservation, or every 2 days. And yeah, not only is it about the money, but it's also like the timing. Like if you're really fast paced and you want to get a lot done, you know, sitting down and having table service dinner and getting waited on, it can take a big chunk out of your day, and doing that multiple times a day is a lot. So what worked for us is we wanted 1 reservation during a day every other day. So we didn't want to have like 2 in the same day. We wanted to spread it over the week, have something to look forward to, not feel like we're rushing and we're going to miss another one because we're late on this one. That's just what worked for us. So it's not even just about budgeting money, it's also about budgeting time. And also remember, when you're booking table service restaurants, you do have to tip, and that isn't on the menu, so that also adds up. And also you of course can cancel your reservations. Like I said, I actually booked one, I saw the menu and I was like, I don't need this again. So we cancelled it, and I think you can cancel it for free up until like 24 hours before. Don't hold me to that, but I think it is. So even on your trip, if you're like, the weather's not that great that day and you've had to like do some changes, don't panic, you can cancel them. So when I was actually booking my last reservation, I actually took some screenshots of the process so I could show you. But you basically log on to the My Disney Experience app, and there is a section at the end which says dining reservations. You just click on that and you're taken to a new page where you can select how many people are in your party. Obviously there is 2 for us, so I just click that. And then you're given a date to select, so you just choose the date you are booking. And then you can filter a time that works for you. I normally just clicked all day because I wanted to see all the options of that day. But if you know that you're only going to be in the park in the morning, at lunch or the evening, you can actually select those times. Once you've picked that, you just click on it and you're taken to the new page where you're given all the restaurant options. You can also filter here on the location. So whether you're going to be in Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, or a certain resort, you can actually select that and go straight to your restaurant. I noticed you can't actually search a restaurant, you have to find it, which is slightly annoying. I wish there was like a search bar where I could like type it in and find it, but they didn't have that unfortunately. So I just researched the location of the restaurant, clicked it, and you're taken there and you're given all the options for the different times. And then you just click on the time that you want, you're taken to a new page. You have about 10 minutes to secure your reservation, you put in all your details, and it's literally as easy as that. Once you've booked your reservation, you'll have everything on your app and you can see it, and it tells you the day, what park it's in, and also the opening times of that park, which I think is a really great feature. And then you can update the guests that are on that reservation. Yeah, now the fun part, we can talk about what we've booked. I was really apprehensive about talking about this because I didn't want to, you know, ruin the surprise of the vlogs, but you know, I'm sure you'll still want to see them. I hope you'll still want to see them, and you know, where we, you know, what they look like and what we rated them and all the bits and bobs like that, because that's the fun part, you know. Okay, so for our first full day in the parks, I haven't booked anything. I don't want to be followed by a schedule. I don't want to feel like I'm late. I'm literally just going to want to soak it in and enjoy it. So nothing was booked on the first day. So our first reservation is actually in the evening of our second day, and it is at the Yachtsman Steakhouse. This was like my #1 fancy restaurant I wanted to go to, and I'm so excited for it. I feel like me and Ryan are like steak lovers. Like, it is our thing. We love going to different places and like rating them, and oh my god, it's just going to be such a special meal. And I feel like having it quite early on in the trip is just going to set the vibe off for the rest of the trip. But we actually really wanted a late reservation for this because we're out all that day, and we wanted to have time to get back and relax, and I feel like we're going to be eating a lot. So normally, like in England, we'd eat dinner between 6 and 7, but because we're going to be eating a lot and probably in the heat our appetite will be less, we wanted to push our dinners back slightly. So we booked this reservation for 5 minutes past 8, and yeah, I'll let you know how we get on with that. And then we don't have another restaurant until 2 days time, so we've got another day with no reservation, and then we've got another one, and this one is for Tappin Edo. This was on my list years ago. Like this, I remember watching Brogan Tate's vlogs and watching the chefs cook in front of you, and I was like, oh my god, I have to do that. And then slowly as time gone on, I was like, it was one that kind of went down on my priority list. I just was more wanting to go for the experience rather than the food. Like the food looks great, but it's not necessarily my kind of thing. And then Ryan, if you don't know already, I'm sure you'll come to learn, but he is obsessed with Japan and he loves anything like that. So the second he got a whiff of this restaurant, he was like, that is going on the list, like I am doing that. So I was like, okay. And you know what, I'm actually really excited now. So we got this one for dinner at 20 minutes past 7, so a little bit earlier on. Obviously this is in a park, and because we're staying off-site, we don't want to keep going back and forth, so we wanted a slightly earlier dinner so we didn't have to, you know, go back home and come back. So yeah, I'm so excited for this one. Again, we've got another break, we've got no reservations, and then the day after that we have got Space 220 restaurant, and oh my god, this is that one. Remember that one I told you I had an issue with? This was it. This was really high on my priority list, and I know that it's a very popular one. And originally I only actually wanted the Space 220 lounge. So from the first day of booking, I was like booking, like checking, and every day it was like not available. As well as the restaurant, both the restaurant and the lounge were completely fully booked, and I was like, this is gonna be that one, this is gonna be the one that I don't get. And then I randomly checked again, they just pop up, so keep your eye out. And yeah, I checked and the restaurant was available. It was an awkward time. It was available at 10 minutes past 4, so it's kind of in between lunch and dinner. But do you know what, I did not care at this point. I was like, I am going there. I had no idea what food they did because I didn't really research it because I just wanted the lounge, but I was like, do you know what, I'm gonna take it. So yeah, we got Space 220 restaurant, and actually I've seen the menu now and it looks really yummy, so I'm really excited. And we're just gonna go for an early dinner. We're just gonna probably have 2 meals that day and have like a brunch and then have that and then like a late snack. But I can't believe I got it, because I literally, if you follow me on Instagram, I was like having a meltdown on stories like, oh my god, has anyone else had this issue? Do I just say goodbye to this hope and dream? But luckily my prayers listened to me. And then we move on to the following week, and we have 2 days with no reservations, and then we're back on for another dinner. I don't know if you can see the theme here, but we're pretty much just booking dinners. And it's actually at the Boathouse in Springs, and oh my god, like Ryan isn't a very fish lover. He doesn't love fish, but he saw, we were watching a vlog and he saw the bread, the cinnamon icing on, and as he said in our first like trip announcement video, him and cinnamon are like best buddies. So he doesn't even care about the fish, he just wants the cinnamon rolls, but I love fish, so I'm way happy about that. And this one was booked for 7:45, so probably a normal dinner time, and I can't wait to see it at like evening time, and hopefully we get to see like the sunset. Not sure what time the sun sets in May, but yeah, I'm really excited. And then we've got another break, and then we're back on, and this one isn't actually for a dinner, this is for Ogre's Cantina. Don't hate me, but I've never watched Star Wars, don't understand it. I can fully appreciate the theming, like my dad loves Star Wars and I've had it in my childhood, but I've never watched it or understood it. Ryan loves it, and again, when he saw the vlogs of Ogre's Cantina, he was like, get me there now. So I booked that for us at 8:30, so we're just gonna go for like an evening drink when it's all dark, and yeah, he's really excited about that, so I was very happy that I got that reservation. And then we've got another day with no reservation, and then we're back on the day after with Chef Mickey's. This was a really odd one. So for me, character dining just isn't my thing. Like I'm not like, I don't love going to meet the characters. I say this now, it could all change, but yeah, it's just not an essential for me, and especially going for like a breakfast, paying a table service fee for breakfast just seems like such a waste, because I just don't really love breakfast anyway. But we were watching Charlotte Harrington's vlog, and she was at Chef Mickey's and she showed the whole thing, and we would have sat there like and I don't know if they'll have it when we're there, but they had this like cinnamon bun tray, and Ryan was like, do I need to say anything else? I was like, no hun, I've got you. So yeah, I booked it, although there was nothing for breakfast time. There was just nothing for breakfast time. The earliest I could see was 10 minutes past 12, and that's what I booked it for. It says it serves breakfast up until 12:30, so who knows, we might get like a crossover of breakfast and lunch, but we do basically just want to go for the breakfast. And it will be nice that we can meet some of the characters, even if it is not on the priority list. But yeah, it's quite an expensive breakfast, definitely one that I wasn't that bothered about, but yeah, once we saw that buffet, everything changed. So yeah, again, awkward time. We'll probably just have a really light breakfast because I have to eat something when I wake up, and then an early dinner. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. And then this is the only day where we have a reservation directly the day after, but it's actually our final one, and it is for the sci-fi dine-in. This is one that oh my god, like it was on my bucket list. Well, they all were on my bucket list, but this was high on my bucket list. And we are going at an awkward time. We're going at 4:30 again, just because that's what was available. Like they have really awkward times, but you know what, it'll work. We'll work around that. And yeah, it looks really nice. They do like burgers and really nice American cuisine, so really excited. And the reason we're going so early is because I actually booked the Fantasmic dining package. So I had no idea this was a thing, and this lovely girl on Instagram called Becca, we got chatting, and she said if you do one thing you have to do this like dining reservation package, and essentially you book your choice of restaurant. I think you get the choice of 5. I can't remember off the top of my head what they were. I'll put it here somewhere. And then you actually get a reserved VIP seating for Fantasmic, so you don't have to go there early and find a really good seat. You're given your seat, which, you know, it could still not be a great seat, but at least you don't have to worry about getting one. You've got your designated seat, and for me and Ryan, who are not a fan of queuing, that is just so great for us. And I just didn't know it was a thing, and it's completely free to add on. Like, it's just booking a dining reservation with it. You don't pay an extra fee for it. And obviously I don't know what time Fantasmic gets shown yet, so that's why we wanted to book a really early dinner, so it didn't cross over at all. But yeah, I'll let you know how that goes, because I'm really excited about it. And thank you so much, Becca, for showing me that and telling me about it, because I'd not heard of it before, and I don't know if many other people do. So yeah, seems like it's going to be pretty good. And then yeah, on our final day we've got no reservations, because as I said, I just want to soak it in, don't want to be followed by a schedule, so that's just how we've done ours. But yeah, I'm really excited to share everything with you. I can't, but I know I keep saying this and I sound like a broken record, I just can't believe how quick it's all going. We're like in the 40s of our countdown now, and yeah, it's getting really real. I've told myself I'm not allowed to pack though until at least a month before. Once we hit that exact date a month ahead, my case is coming out and I'm beginning the process, because it's going to take a lot of planning. But I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and I really hope it helped. I cannot wait for next week's video, because it's my haul. It's my pre-trip haul of everything I bought for my trip. I could actually see it over there. There is so much. And I have been buying stuff since I booked this trip in October last year, so you can imagine how much there is. But yeah, that's next week. But I hope you all have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you again in the next one.